Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Oceana. So I really wanted to do a video talking about clean romances, and I need to define what I mean by clean before we keep going. To me, clean is mild kissing or less. Anything past mild kissing into like heavily described makeouts or like actual sex, that is not clean. Yeah, so all of these books that I'm showing have romance, and I don't think any of them don't have kisses in them. So there are kissing, but it doesn't go beyond just lips. Honestly, it was kind of hard to think of a list of books that I actually like that I could recommend that I own as well. Romance goes not clean really easily, and so yeah, that's why I wanted to make a video about clean romances. I mean, it's romance, so there's gonna be at least some kissing in it, but it doesn't go beyond that. So I'll start with young adult and then I'll do adult, and I only have one author to talk about when it comes to young adult. I find a lot of young adult, especially if it's not Christian young adult, goes beyond just kissing. Like the makeouts get kind of intense. Some young adult has sex in it. So yeah, it was actually kind of hard to think of young adult books that I actually like that are completely clean. So Kasie West writes clean young adult romance, and it's always super cute. So my favorite book by her is On the Fence. I've talked about this a lot over the years on my channel. It's a boy next door romance, and this girl's a tomboy, and the boy next door is like best friends with her family, and it's their romance. I think there's one or maybe two kisses in the whole book, and it's really, really sweet. So yeah, this is super clean. Highly recommend it. It's a good romance. The other one is Lucky in Love. This one probably only has like one or two kisses in it as well. It's really mild. The romance is super cute, but it's super pure as well. Like it's really innocent and just cute. So yeah, I think there's like one or two kisses in this maybe. And this one, you follow a girl who wins the lottery, and it's kind of her figuring that out, and she decides to keep her job at a zoo, and there's a boy that works there, and they are friends, and it's really cute. So yeah, that's another clean romance. And then the last Kasie West book is Pivot Point. This one's more of a sci-fi. I'm trying to think, like, yeah, there's barely any actual kissing in this book as well. It's more about the story and like the cute romantic moments, but in this book, all of the people in this one community have psychic powers, and they have to stay hidden from the rest of the United States. And you follow this one girl who has the power to see into the future, and you just follow what happens with that. Those are the young adult. Now I have some adult, and all of it is Christian fiction. So as far as I know, most, if not all, Christian adult romance is clean. Like it'll have kissing and maybe some makeouts, but no sex. So anyways, what do I want to start with? This one is one I recently just read, so I think I'll talk about it. It's called With Every Breath by Elizabeth Camden. The main girl is researching tuberculosis and to find a cure for it. So this is set in the late 1800s. So yeah, it's all about tuberculosis and trying to find a cure. And the guy that she ends up working with, she knew from high school, and he wants to hire her to help him find a cure for tuberculosis. And it's their romance, and it's a very slow burn. And I think there's 2 kissing scenes in it, and I liked it. It had a lot of like real life problems that they had to deal with in this, and I was mostly curious what the end result was going to be with this whole tuberculosis thing. There's a lot of like secrets in this one, and like just mystery that was really fun to read. And it was actually a quick read despite it being kind of long. This is a romance, very slow burn. They stay friends for most of the time, but there is kind of like romantic tension, and that's really fun to read. So I would recommend this book. Okay, next we have Becky Wade. So this book, called Undeniably Yours, this is actually the first in a companion series, but most of the time I read her books as standalones, and like I just read whatever book sounds interesting. I don't really follow the series. This one was really good. So this girl's dad was like super rich, and he passes away and leaves his horse training, something like that, ranch to her. And she has no idea because she's lived in the city and she's like, what? But she comes back to like manage his estate. And the main horse rancher guy, the main horse trainer, is trying to convince her to not sell the ranch completely. He's like, I want to prove that like we can make this work and we can still make money off of this and all of that. So she's like, okay, I'll give you 3 months or something. And they're like polar opposites at the beginning because she's like a city girl and he is a cowboy. And it's their romance. And it has been quite a while since I've read this, but I still have fond memories of it. There is kissing in it, but it doesn't go past that. And it gets kind of intense at times. So I thought it was really well written. I actually didn't continue with the series only because my library didn't have the rest of the books, so that was unfortunate. Really recommend Becky Wade's books. I really like her writing and the way that she weaves faith in there. Faith is like a main component, and I really appreciate that. So it's not just kind of thrown in just to be called a Christian romance. Like, it's actually a part of it, and I liked it. So yeah, I would recommend Becky Wade's books for clean romance. It is Christian though. And then lastly, I do have a Denise Hunter book. I got all of these from the library so that I could hold them up. So this is called Barefoot Summer. This is my favorite book that I've read from her, so I'm recommending this one. I wouldn't really recommend any other ones. And this one actually has a good storyline. It has like genuine faith in it, so I thought this one was the best. This is the first book I've ever read from her too. So this is the first book in a companion series as well. Oh, it's a Chapel Springs companion series, so you follow this one family that has a ton of siblings and it's all of their love stories. And for this one, it's this girl and guy who were friends in high school and probably were gonna head into a romance, but then something awkward happened with their family and the guy that totally drove them apart. But then like years later, this girl's twin brother passed away and she wants to learn how to sail in his honor. So this guy is the only one who can teach her how to sail. So they have to go out on the water together. And she's got a lot of trauma from her brother's death and just everything that happened with that and how she hasn't really dealt with like the emotional impact of it. So there's a lot of like genuine things there. Like she has to rely on her faith a lot for that. They still like each other, but there's like miscommunication, and anyways, it was really good though. And yeah, it was clean. I don't even remember if they kissed. I'm sure they did, but if any, it wasn't past kissing. So yeah, this was a good one. The rest of her books though, they just don't quite make it. Like, this one was a 4-star, and the rest of her books, I've never rated her books higher than 3 ever since this one. But this one I really would recommend, so I don't know. And one author that I don't have to hold up is Susan May Warren. I recently read My Foolish Heart and then It Had to Be You. Both of those were clean. They had kissing scenes, but they were mild and they were really good, and good like faith-based ones as well. So I would highly recommend My Foolish Heart. It Had to Be You. For some reason I don't remember it very well, but I know it was good. But anyways, so I could recommend My Foolish Heart. I'm sure there's way more than this, but yeah, I'll list all of these down below, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video.